Hello there. Today I'm super excited because the topic which I'm going to handle today is my very favorite, close to my heart. Stay on with me, and I'm pretty sure in the next 15 minutes you can change your life like I did when I learned about this beautiful thing long time ago. Let me start by asking you two questions. Mark my questions carefully. Number one, what is the greatest stumbling block for most people in this world? And the second thing is, similar to the first and the flip side of the first only, what is the greatest missing factor in humanity? In the answers of these two questions, let me repeat the questions for your convenience once again. Number one, first question, what is the greatest stumbling block in human life? And question number two is, what is the greatest missing factor in people? The answers of the two questions are connected, but they're not the same. In fact, one is a problem, the other is a solution. Stay focused as I take this further. The greatest stumbling block of human life, check with yourself, is fear. I got this beautiful quote the other day. Let me read it out to you because this is striking. And this is from Joseph Campbell, and who said, "The cave you fear to enter has the treasures you seek." The cave that you fear to enter has the treasures you seek. Think of it. The fear is not negative, but you must know how to handle it. The fear intimidates people. And there are two ways of looking at fear. There are two sides of a knife. What happens when you hold the blade? You bleed. But what happens when you hold the butt? You are strong. So fear is just like a knife. If you are victimized by fear, you are finished. If you can handle the fear, rise over the fear, you are on command. I love saying fear is a knife. It matters where you hold it, at the blade or at the butt. But think about this fear. How many lives have been shattered? How many moments we die in our life? Moment to moment. We are stressed, we die. We suffer from hesitations, we are dead. We are victims of inhibitions, we are dead. They're all forms of fear. Fear intimidates people. Fear puts them in the corner. Fear sucks their energy out of their life. You can't afford it, can you? And how can you treat that? How can you treat darkness? If this whole room is filled with darkness, do you bring another darkness to beat it out? Doesn't happen like that. It is the opposite that treats, right? So darkness does not go by darkness. By light alone it goes. Light is the solution. What is the opposite of fear, my friend? Courage? No, that's not the right definition of what is the opposite of fear. Opposite of fear is faith. Opposite of fear is faith. Let me quote from Bible. It says, "All the things in this world work together for good to them that loves God." All the things in this world work together for good to them that loves God. And faith is the answer of the second question. Remember my second question? The first question was, what is the greatest stumbling block in human life? Fear is the greatest stumbling block. That was the problem part. And the second question, what is the missing factor in humanity? Faith is the only missing factor in humanity. We go to the temples, we go to the mosque, we go to the gurdwaras, we go to the church ritualistically because our parents are gone, because our masters have told us. It's a ritual, it's a culture in our community. And we pretend to be very faithful. But do we have the dauntless, unflinching faith into our system? Pure faith. As Jesus has said, if you have faith equivalent to the seed of mustard, you can move mountains. Bhagavad Gita says, Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripa tamaham bande paramananda madhavam. Which means, if you have pure faith in the Almighty, everything happens. I want to exemplify this scientifically, how relevant it is in our life and how you can develop it. Just think for a while. The commissioner of police of your city is a close family friend. How does it work out for you in the city? You're comfortable? You move around freely because the commissioner of police is a powerful man and he is a family friend, right? Now, how about the prime minister of this country is a close family friend of yours? He is more powerful. So you are more powerful. So you are more comfortable in the whole country, not only in the city. Wherever you go, you carry the power of the strongest man of this country. And how about Mr. Barack Obama is a close friend of yours? You move because the strongest man in the world is your close friend, right? Now, let's say you create a hotline with God, the most powerful, the Almighty. You have a direct connection with God. All the things in this world will work together for good to you then. Because this world is created by God and He is the Almighty powerful. So if you really want to be free, have faith in your life. So to me, faith and freedom are synonymous. If you have faith, you are free. And if you don't have faith, the first enemy you invite in your life, which is going to kill you, ruin you, completely devastate you, close all doors of your life, is called fear. Moment you close the doors of the faith, fear will enter. Have you heard this beautiful quote? Fear knocked the door, and faith answered and opened the door, and found there was none. Because when faith is there, fear is absent. Opposite of fear is not courage. Opposite of fear is faith. What is faith? I heard a beautiful story a couple of days before. That beautiful flight took off. It was a bright, brilliant morning, and people were so happy, enjoying their flight. But just after an hour, the plane started shaking, bumping vigorously. Not for a few seconds. It continued for minutes. Up and down, move right and left. And the pilot came in the announcement and said, "We are passing through rough weather. Don't move. Stay there on your seat. Have your belt fastened." And Ibrahim was sitting there in the center. And by his side on the aisle, there was a pretty small, beautiful girl traveling alone. And Ibrahim thought, this small girl traveling alone? Very strange. Everything happens these days. Girls are very smart. The small girl started playing with some games and then started reading the book, and she was cool. The whole audience were absolutely stunned, frightened, completely victimized by fear. Someone was drinking water, someone was trying to be normal, feeling restless, looking here and there. And the plane was shaking. And the little girl was absolutely cool and silent. And after a little while, the pilot comes and says again, "Sorry for all the troubles. We are now in a shiny weather. The rest of the flight is going to be smooth." And that's what it was. When the flight was normal, Ibrahim asked that little girl, "Little girl, how come you were absolutely calm? Every one of us so perturbed, so disturbed, so restless. How did you maintain your calm?" The small girl smiled and said, "My father is the pilot of this aircraft, and he promised that he's going to reach me home." And that's exactly what is pure, unflinching faith, which brings calm in your life, which makes you composed, which brings patience in your life, You will have cool in your head, undisturbed, just like a beautiful lotus which blooms amidst the mud. The mud never touches the flower. Likewise, our human life has to be free, just like a lotus flower. And if you want to live a free life, powerful life, worthy life, we need to have faith, pure, unflinching faith into our system. And in order to have our faith, we need to have connection, direct connection with the Almighty Creator of which we are a part. This whole universe is a creation. Every part of this universe is a creation, and that zero defect administrator manages it. And you have direct faith in Lord, everything in this world will work out. All the things in this world work together for good to them that loves God. So, ladies and gentlemen, my today's topic is a transformation from the small f to the capital F. The small f is fear and the capital F is faith. And when you invest in faith, your fear is gone. You will live a confident, courageous, powerful life. In the end, let me tell you a beautiful story. You will love this story. This story is about a girl, a dark complexioned girl who used to come to the church every Sunday morning. And she used to be sitting at the back, and father will read Bible and discuss beautiful verses from there. The auditorium was jam-packed on that Sunday morning because today's topic was very interesting, and the father was elucidating what Jesus had said about life. And father said, you need to have only two things in you in order to get whatever you want from life. The first thing is, you must have a dream. And the second thing is, you must have faith. And that little dark girl who used to come every Sunday morning, she was shaken. Something happened in her head and she started crying. And after 1 hour, when the discourse was over, all went home. Father came down from the dais with the Bible in his hand, and he hears on the back seat someone was sobbing. Father goes up and asks the girl, what's your problem? Why are you crying here? The girl controls herself, wipes her tears, smiles, and tells father, Father, you know something? Jesus happened in my life today. He came and said, out of the two things that you learned, you only had one thing. You only had a dream. Yes, Father, I have a dream. I have a big dream. And I'm sustaining this dream since my childhood. But my dream has not been fulfilled. But today I got the answer from you, Father. I only had a dream. And Jesus came and told me, have faith in me. I am with you. Your dream will be fulfilled. And she started crying again. Father blessed her and said, that's wonderful, darling. But may I know what is your dream? Of course, Father. I must share my dream with you. And she bends down and she stands up. And Father sees he picked up a crutch. And putting the crutch on her left, below her left arm, she limps out from the seat and comes in front of the father. The tall girl, brightly smiling, looks into the eyes of the father and said, Father, you wanted to know my dream? I want to be the fastest runner in the whole world. Shaken was father. He kept on looking at his crutch and his polio victimized left leg. How can you run? The father thought. Seeing this, that girl turned back and slowly proceeds to the exit gate and finally turns round and looks back at the father and said, Father, you have indeed made the fastest runner in the whole world. Didn't Jesus say that you need only two things? You must have a dream. I always had it. And you must have faith. Till yesterday I didn't have it. But today I have faith in my Jesus. Today I have faith in my Lord. I have both the qualities in me. Nobody can stop me, Father. I need some time. Time rolled by. And there came that brilliant morning in the 1960s when people saw the picture of Wilma Rudolph, the Olympic champion, the great runner, who was born victimized by polio and won gold medals after medals and surprised the whole world. It's no new story. It always happened. It happened with Masudura Rahman, that legless man who crossed the English Channel swimming and the Gibraltar. It happened to Douglas Baird. Without two legs, he kept on bombarding his aircraft in the Second World War. It happened with Sudha Chandran, who danced beautifully without her legs. It always happens. So go back today, stand before the mirror and see for yourself. We have all the instruments within us, but still we fear, still we suffer from doubt, still we suffer from hesitation. Still we die every morning, every evening, so many times. Was it Julius Caesar who said, those who are afraid die many times? I shall die but once. Have faith in your life, and that is the only missing factor in humanity. Transform from small f to capital F. From fear to faith is my message today. I'm sure you liked it. There are more to come next time. Goodbye for now.